So the benefits of doing language at the workplace, first of all, it's free. It's a huge benefit. But it improves workplace communication, better understanding of your workplace culture. Because again, although Canadian workplace culture, there is a culture, and then when you come to your own company, there's also a company culture. And that's why we do the needs assessment and talk about what you specifically need. It increases health and safety at the workplace. You actually get enhanced job performance and trainability because everybody's on the same page. So I'm going to give you an example. We use a lot of what they're called idioms in our communication, like slang, that we just make up, you know, and maybe it's not in the dictionary, it's not really anywhere except I found some online last night, but that's fine. So I'm going to think of yourself as a newcomer, you know English, and I'm in a meeting with you, and I say, you just hit the nail on the head. So to make a long story short, there is a method to my madness. Now you guys probably understand what I'm talking about. We're talking something of context, right? Now, if someone is a newcomer and has learned English, they don't have any idea what I just said. Really, I'm going to hit a nail. I don't see a nail. I don't have a hammer. Why are you making a long story short? I want to hear the whole story. Am I not good enough to hear the whole story? And why do you have madness? You know, are you a little crazy? I'm sure you can think of many. If I want to, because I always say in a meeting, you know, I don't know why you're sitting on the fence on this. Maybe you should get off the fence. You can imagine everyone, where's the fence? Should I be sitting on a fence? There's not a fence here. So, and we don't realize what we're doing. And so these people that, you know, the newcomers that come here, they're quite confused and they don't want to ask for clarification again because they don't want to look stupid. But imagine yourself going to another country and they're using all of these things, telling you to get off the fence, on a fence, hit a nail, and now you're just stressed out and you can't, you know, make friends or do your job properly. It's really, really important. First of all, when we're working with newcomers or someone English is a second language, for us to recognize that, as well as to help them along and explain what we're saying. It is very important. Canadian workplace culture, like I mentioned, is different than other cultures. In some countries, coming in half an hour late is completely acceptable. In some cultures, you have to get there 15 minutes early, and that's acceptable. In all cultures, it's kind of like, yeah, no, 8:25, 8:35, if you start at 8:30, right? So that's very important. And someone can be seen as, oh, they're always late, they don't care about their job. But no one actually told them, you actually have to start at 8:30. We did say 8:30, but in their culture, 8:30 means 9 o'clock. So it's quite different here. I would teach them about written and oral communication. As you know, things can be taken very differently with your when you're speaking. I can say, so, where did you go last night? Or I can say, so, where did you go last night? Right? Completely different context. Where they're learning the English language when they were maybe over in their own country, they didn't get all of that. So we help them with that. Workplace terminology. There was an example given yesterday by the manager at this program. She said there was a technician who worked with Rogers. And they said, okay, take this tool and this tool and this tool when you go to this job. But they didn't know what the tools were called. So like, what, is this a wrench? Is this a wrench? Like, what is a wrench? I know how to do my job, but I may not know exactly what you're talking about when you're saying that. She also said that maybe they don't know the parts of a house. I mean, they obviously know what a living room is because they've been in a living room before, but they may not know what we call an attic. Maybe they don't have attics in their country. Maybe they don't have basements. So they may not know what term that is. So we help them with that if that's what's required. Customer service language, how to deal with a customer on the phone. Maybe in some countries the customer isn't always right. We know here the customer is always right. So we need to help them with that. And clarity of pronunciation, very important. A lot of people come here from other countries that are highly intelligent. We're at my office right now, we're replacing an aerospace engineer. And his English is maybe at a CLB level 6, which is, I'm trying to compare it to something, but it's CLB level 8 is quite good. CLB level 6 is not that great, but he is highly intelligent, written publications in Italy, and he's really struggling trying to get a job here. And he says a lot of people think that I'm stupid because he's trying to articulate his skills and he can't in English. So, and sometimes people's perception is that he's not that intelligent, but he's an example of what we can do with production workers. As I mentioned, we go into a lot of production plants. We can help them fill out forms. We can help them with asking for clarification. And this is very important for health and safety. So imagine you're giving someone instruction, and if you speak fast like I do, it's kind of hard if you're speaking to someone whose English isn't their first language. So you're giving them instruction. You say, do you understand? Well, in their mind, yes, they understand. I say, yes, I understand. You walk away and they do exactly the opposite of what you asked them to do. It doesn't mean they're not intelligent. It just means they didn't understand, and maybe you just need to repeat it to them again. But they don't want to ask for clarification because, again, they think, well, they're going to think I'm stupid and I'm going to get fired from my job. So we teach them how to appropriately ask for clarification and giving it and taking instructions, and also reading and understanding work manuals. And they come in many different languages now, the WMIS and the MSDS. So you could also contact our office if you do require it in a different language. That's very important. So we also work with professional and skilled workers. So how to do presentations, how to hold a meeting. Teamwork and conflict resolution, huge. Well, we know even and maybe in your own staff team, if it's not diverse, we still run into problems with it, right? Some cultures will just completely avoid conflict. Some personalities will just completely avoid conflict. So we talk about how to do that in an appropriate way in the Canadian workforce. How to write an email appropriately, how to write reports. Telephone skills, small talk, very important. Some cultures do not have any small talk at all. They get to business, that's it, and they walk out. And there are people who are going, very personal person, isn't it? Well, we talk about, you need to have some small talk, make some relationship building and things like that in their work